this video, I will show you how to create comparative analysis using states and how to extend the dashboard that you have created in your previous session with the comparative analysis use case. This is the sheet that we are going to build for today's session. So we want to compare two states. So on the left hand side, we can, let's say for example, select a particular flat type, executive. And on the right hand side, this is the second state. I can compare against 5 rooms. And at the bottom, I can see a trend line to compare the two different states. What is the average resale price? What is good about this is you don't need to compare apple to apple. So for example, I can compare flat type, executive against, for example, flat model, DBSS. And then see how do they actually put them together for the average resale price. So let's go back to the dashboard that we have created earlier about the HDB Resale Analysis. First, go to Sheets and we want to create a new sheet. Let's name it Comparative Analysis. And click to go into the sheet. Go and click on Edit Sheet. First, let's create two states for analysis. Go to Master Item, under Alternate States, click on Create New, and provide the name of the first state. Let's call it S1. And create another state. Let's call it S2. Next, let's create the filter drop-down. So you go into the charts, look for the filter pane, drag it in. Click on Add Dimension and select Flat Type. And let's drag in the flat model. So I can go back to the Views, find Flat Model and drag it in. So this forms the drop-down selection. Let's resize it to the top. And let's create a map for the average per square feet. But in this example, we can go back here to the dashboard that we have created and just copy this visualization that we have created earlier and go back to our sheet here and paste it. Okay, let's duplicate this set for the S1 to another set for the S2. So simply right click to a copy and paste. Similarly for the map. And we have the two selection area ready. Next, we'll apply the state into the two selection area. So you go back to Master Item. We can drag and drop the state into the visualization object and apply state. Or you can click on the object itself, go to the properties under alternate state. You can change the state into the state that you want. So for the left hand side, let's put them into state 1. And for the right hand side, let's put them into state 2. Okay, let's create a line chart below to compare the average resale price for both state 1 and state 2. So go to Fields, check in your month, and go to Master Item, look for average resale price, and drag it in twice. Okay, let's change this to a line chart by clicking on the Auto Table and select a line chart. Maximize the chart to occupy the entire below section. Then next, we want to change the state for the individual average resale price. So first, expand the average resale price, unlink the measures, click on OK to proceed. So to put in the state, simply change the expression here. Just before the resale price, put in curly bracket, your state name, close curly bracket. And let's change the label of this to ARP for S1. Repeat the same thing for the other average resale price. and put in the second state. Remember to change the label so that you can identify which line is for which state. And that's all we need to configure. So click on Done Editing and we can start to test it out. So let's repeat the same selection, Executive for state 1. So can you see that when I select Executive for the flat type in state 1, state 2 doesn't change. And you can see the average resale price for S1 has been changed. Similarly, let's go to the second state and select 5 room. And you can see that the information will be reflected accordingly. So this is a very good example of using comparative to compare different kind of selection and see what's the results without having to actually build another data model or to repeat the data set, to re-import the data set like what you normally do in other visualization tool. But by creating the two state S1 and S2 and applying the two state into the individual visualization filter pane, drop-down, etc., you'll be able to compare easily the different state of analysis. And this concludes the comparative analysis.